Hey girl, welcome to my video. In today's video, I just want to talk about my first trimester. It's more like a little catch up, girl. My first trimester of pregnancy. I'm just about to go to a little outdoor event, so I didn't do much. I just did my hair and whatnot, but I just wanted to catch up with y'all, let y'all know how my first trimester went. Disclaimer, girl, I'm just talking about my experience. If you're experiencing something completely different or none of these things at all, that's completely fine. If you are experiencing these things and you feel like you need to go to a doctor and talk to them about it, definitely do that, whatever makes you feel comfortable. But my purpose of this video was simply just to share my experience and help, the next person not feel alone or anything like that. And I'm actually going to talk about that in this next clip. But yeah, girl, if you are interested in how my first trimester went, just keep watching. I'm about to put on some individual lashes. I'm really just about to go spend time with my family. I got on like a little sporty outfit, but I still want to do my lashes because it just helped, to just look put together. So I'm gonna go in with I don't even know how to say it, so I'm not going to try to say it, but this brand of cluster lashes, it has 10, 12, 14, and 16 millimeters in it. And then I just got like these little tweezer for the lashes, and then this Dream Flower lashes, lash bund and lash seal. So this side is the lash bund, the black glue that you put on your natural lashes to get the clusters to stick to your lashes. And then gotta sneeze. Woo! And then the lash seal that'll lock the clusters in place. So I'm gonna be doing that. I'm gonna just get ready while I go over the first trimester, girl. But I was just like, I would be so upset if I didn't document what's going on, how I felt, just different stages and hurdles and things that you go through while you're pregnant, and just in life in general. I tend to just live in a moment, and that's awesome. That's the ultimate goal, is to live in a moment and not be on your phone as much and not, take pictures and do all the things. But also it is just really nice to have documentation of just certain seasons that you went through in your life, right? So first off, I just wanted to make sure that I documented just the small things, because you remember the seasons, or you remember pregnancy, you'll remember certain things about it, but it doesn't mean that you'll necessarily remember. This looks a mess over here. It doesn't mean that you'll necessarily remember all the small details. And I also wanted to just whoever sees this, help you to feel normal, because I feel that there's just so much that you go through in pregnancy. And while there is a lot of either TikTok videos talking about their pregnancy, or just a lot of people that's in your life that will, talk about their pregnancy or whatever, I just feel even when I was just having certain symptoms or just different things, I would always try to pull up a YouTube video. I was always trying to Google or whatever. And not every little thing are you just gonna take to your doctor, as a concern or anything like that. So I just wanted to help any woman, if you're watching this, to feel normalized. If you're pregnant right now, or if you want to become pregnant one day, or whatever. So yeah, girl. So where do we even start? I think it's so funny because I don't know, I feel like a lot of people put emphasis on later on in your pregnancy. I don't know, I guess it just depends on the person, whoever you're talking to or whatever. I had a lot of people putting a lot of emphasis on, just later on in the pregnancy and stuff like that. And it's while I'm sure at this point, y'all, I am in my third trimester, so I do kind of have a different perspective. But while I understand I don't know, I just feel each trimester is gonna bring their own troubles, and not to invalidate how a person feels, especially in their first trimester, or especially whenever, whatever they're feeling, just not to invalidate that. And I felt I had a few people kind of just talking about just oh, later on in your pregnancy. It's girl, right now in my pregnancy, in this first trimester, I am experiencing some crazy things. So let's get into my symptoms. I just started to feel weird. I literally felt like a train had just wrecked me. I felt as if, I don't know, it was just so heavy all over my body. My entire body was just hurting. Like when I say my knee was hurting, I was just hurting. So I'm like, okay, this is a little weird because I don't have bad pregnancy periods. Because it was that time of the month when I started to feel that. But I'm like, I don't necessarily have bad periods. I don't have, you know, bad cramps. I don't really have any of that, especially because I was on birth control. Now, that was my first time not really being on birth control as well. So I'm like, I don't know. Something is off. It definitely could be the fact that I'm on birth control, but something is off. So the first day that I was supposed to come on my period or my cycle or whatever, I didn't. And I've never been late, never none of that. But like right now talking about it, like I said, it definitely could have been me being off birth control. But at the time I was like, I'm pregnant. So literally I was at work that day. And on my lunch break, I took a lunch, and my husband, he was at home. And I was like, I'm gonna go and get a pregnancy test because something's off. Like something's definitely off. Let's just check to be sure. Girl, I let my husband look at the stick before me, and he just burst out into laughter. He was like, you're pregnant. But yeah, so while I'm on the topic of just like how it literally felt like a train wrecked into my body, those symptoms continued until about I don't know, y'all. It continued. So I found out at week 4. Those symptoms continue until about week 8. So yeah, when I say it felt like a train wrecked me, I was having cramps in my lower stomach as well as in my back. Even to this day, like I said, I'm in my 3rd trimester now. Even to this day, my baby likes to be really low. And at that time when you're early on, your uterus is still really low. Now mine has come up a bit, but baby is still very low. So, you know, I don't know if you all know that, but yes, your uterus is literally very low in your belly. And so I just had a lot of cramps down there, and I also had like a lot of like hip pain and thigh pain, and my doctor was saying that basically it came from the fact that the baby was very low. But later on in my pregnancy I found out that it wasn't. I don't know why. I just have that lower body pain and cramps and all those things. But yes, I experienced a lot of lower body pain, and of course you bring it to your doctor, all they're gonna say is that it's normal. It's normal to be experiencing those things. Now, I mean, I guess if it's just like some excruciating pain or something like that, I would definitely still bring it up to your doctor and let them know. But yeah, anywho, so and then so I found out on week 4. Week 5 is when I started to get like really hungry. I couldn't go without snacks. Like 2 hours was like too long. And yeah, just learning like, okay, this baby needs to eat. I need to eat. I can't wake up. I used to go to work at like 6 in the morning. I can't go to work at 6 in the morning anymore and not eat. Like I needed to eat then. I needed to eat 2 hours later. Like it just, she was very demanding at that time. So the baby was very demanding at that time on when to eat, when my body was starting to, and during that time, and like the hunger is different. It's like if I don't eat, I'm going to be nauseous, and I know a lot of women experience that. So yeah, literally it wasn't like I can go without eating. No, like you're gonna be nauseous. Well, I'm not gonna speak that over anybody. I was very nauseous, and so yeah, I started to take note of that. Um, yeah, I was also experiencing like headaches during that time. Week 5 is also when I noticed like some spotting, and of course that was something that was just like I felt really nervous about. And for me, I guess I can't necessarily say spotting, but the first day that I experienced it, I went to the restroom and I wiped, and it was just like a little bit of blood on the tissue, bright red blood on the tissue. And then the next day I prayed about it, girl. I was just like, okay, I'm not gonna call the doctor, nothing like that. I'm just gonna see if I have any more bleeding today, whatever. And I didn't have any more besides that one time when I wiped. The next day I wiped and it was a little bit on the tissue, and then I used the restroom again. Like the next time that I used the restroom on that same day, there was blood again, but both like neither time was it a lot. It literally wasn't even in my underwear. It was literally only on the tissue when I wiped after I peed. And like I said, the second day it happened twice, the first day it happened once, and then it didn't happen again. So I didn't call my doctor or anything like that, but I was definitely looking some stuff up. But be very careful and very mindful when you're looking things up, because you know, of course, Google is going to tell you that you're dying, and with you being pregnant, it's going to tell you that the worst of the worst. So of course, be very careful with that. But I definitely did look it up, and I actually also seen some people on TikTok talking about it. Well, basically it's just very normal, and it is. So basically that blood was implantation bleeding. So and as long as it's not filling up like a pad or your underwear, whatever the case may be, you should be fine. But I would definitely still check in with your doctor. I didn't call my doctor because I was like, I prayed about it, and then I was just like, I just didn't feel like it was. I try my best not to worry during that time, during any part of your pregnancy, but especially in the first trimester. You want to make sure that you're not worrying. Like even though it's harder to say than to actually put into action, you want to try your best not to worry and put your baby under stress, your body under stress, because of course that's not going to do anything but do more harm than good. But it is very hard. And I think that that first trimester, you are going to experience a lot of emotions like that. Like, am I eating enough? Am I doing okay? Is the baby doing okay? You know, during that time, like, especially if you're a person that doesn't have any symptoms. But I did have symptoms. At some points I didn't, at some points I did. And it's just like, regardless, you're just worrying about the baby, worried about yourself. But try your best to just relax as much as you can, and to just be, you know, as calm as you can for the sake of your baby and your baby's health and growth and all those things during that time. But yeah, I also did experience some morning sickness. So if you don't know, baby, morning sickness is not just in the morning. Like, I don't know who said that and who came up with that, like called it morning sickness, but it's not just in the morning. Like, no, I don't know anybody who had morning sickness or nausea and it was only in the morning. Literally, some mornings where I did have, not mornings, days where I did have like nausea and stuff like that, literally in the morning I was fine. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Like, morning sickness is not just in the morning. I don't know where they get that from, the name from, why they came up with that name, I don't know. But yeah, girl, if you didn't know that, now you know. And I'm sorry to disappoint the people who probably thought that it was only in the morning, because if you're feeling nausea, it's gonna be whenever the nausea comes. Like, that's just what it is. So yeah, I did experience that as well. I tried to do like ginger chews and stuff like that, but for me personally, it just didn't work. Like, and for me, it wasn't every day. It was just some days, or just after certain things that I ate. Like one day I had like some pears and literally threw all of it up. Or like if I had, one day I had like Pizza Hut and I threw all of it up. But now I'm loving Pizza Hut. But anyway, yeah, girl. And what else? I think that was it as far as like the symptoms and stuff that I was experiencing. First trimester lasts until about like 13 weeks. I didn't feel any movement or anything like that. If you do feel movement, you know, Also, this is my first pregnancy, my first time being pregnant, first time mom here. So yeah, normally when it's your first baby, you don't feel any like movement or anything like that. But if it's your second or so on, they do say that you can experience like some movement earlier. But yeah, I did not experience any like movement or anything like that from the baby. Also, you don't go to the doctor until about like my doctor, I think she did, I think it was 7 weeks. I literally thought that when you take your pregnancy test, or 9 weeks, 7 weeks, 8 weeks. It was 7 weeks, but I couldn't go to 8 weeks. Okay, yes. And then, yeah, I literally thought that once you find out you're pregnant and you call your doctor, I thought that they would get you in as soon as possible. So don't be surprised if you don't go to they wait until whatever. And I think each doctor is different as well. I don't think that's like a universal thing. So yes. Also, one thing that really like surprised me, we're all women here and we're all adults, but discharge, girl, the discharge is crazy. Of course, not everybody experiences it, but once you're pregnant, literally there's just things that are just different. And I don't know. So yeah. But yes, that was most of all of the symptoms that I experienced during the first trimester. And then as far as like, I definitely wanted to go into like some of the emotions and stuff like that you like experience and that you feel during that time. Wait, did I talk about how tired I was? I don't think I mentioned that. Pregnancy brain. It's so funny too. You can literally blame everything on pregnancy at this point. It's just like, pregnancy brain. But yeah, girl, I was so tired. Like, I am so thankful that I had the schedule that permitted for me to just rest. That's another thing. Get as much rest as you possibly can. I don't know everybody's circumstances, but just get as much rest as you can. You literally are gonna need it. You literally probably grew along that day. So it's like, I don't know, y'all, the tiredness, the pregnancy tired is just different. In that first trimester, I have not felt a tiredness like that yet. Like I said, I'm in my 3rd trimester. I still got some weeks to go. So I only know what's to come. And of course, your baby grows the most in the 3rd trimester. As far as like weight gain, and which will make you tired. But girl, I have not experienced a tiredness like that first trimester. But yeah, talking about the emotions, so talking about support, it's so weird how though you know that you have support, you still experience feelings of loneliness. And like I said, I'm a first-time mom, so I'm speaking from my first-time mom experience. I don't know how it's gonna be the next time that I'm pregnant. I don't know, but from my first-time mom experience, I felt really lonely. And I don't know, I think it could have just been the fact that I was experiencing those emotions for the first time, you know, this experience for the first time. I don't know. I need to cut this side. I need to cut it just a little bit more. Also, this is a quick weave. My last video, I showed y'all how I did my quick weave. So if you're interested, you can definitely go to the video before this one to kind of just see how I pretty much do my quick weaves. But yeah, girl, I don't know. You just you just feel lonely, and you feel like, I don't know, you really just feel like you're all you got. I don't know how to explain it, but loneliness is the best way that I can put it. Though you may, like I said, you probably have support, but it's just, there's just a different type of loneliness that you experience. Yeah, you're just very emotional, I will say. I think that your emotions are just going through a lot. And like I said, it could be like misplaced, because like I knew that I had support. My husband literally was the best, is the best. And has literally taken care of me every step of the way. So I don't know, I think it's just simply because you are the one that's experiencing these things, and it's not like a shared thing with somebody else. Though other women have been pregnant or whatever the case may be, like, you're the one that's going through it, and so you're feeling all of these things. That's I think that's just the best way that I could put it. But yeah. And also, when it comes to like telling people, told my mom and sister, my husband told his mom and his sisters, his dad, I told my dad, all those things. And I don't know, I think that when it comes to telling people, don't feel pressured to tell everyone. Like, whoever it is that you know want to share that experience with, you can share it. But I think that there is so much that goes into that first trimester, especially just trying to make sure y'all are okay, you and the baby, trying to make sure that, in the simplest terms, that the baby makes it. Honestly, there is such a high percentage of different things going wrong, especially in the first trimester. It can happen at any point of your pregnancy. But I just think that because of just all the things that could happen, and just like it just been a new experience. You're soaking it in, you're really taking it day by day, and whatever. So I don't know, I just think that whoever you want to tell, let them, tell them. But the way that I thought about it was just like, first off, I'm gonna keep this moment as intimate as I can. I've already told like so much of my family, right? But just like keeping the moment as intimate as I can. But also in my mind, I was just like, if something was to go wrong, I don't want to have to go and tell so many people. That was just my thought process. But if anyone, I just feel like you should never feel pressured to tell anyone, and just know that whatever decision that you come up with on who you want to tell, when you want to tell them, that's your decision to make. Is your baby, is your body. So yeah, girl. But yeah, so I'm trying to go through like all the emotions that I felt. That was definitely one of just like going back and forth in my mind on who I wanted to share the news with, feeling lonely, like I said, but yeah, I think that was pretty much it. Like I said, the worrying was there, but I tried my best not to worry, because of course the more you know about like stress on the body, and this is even like not being pregnant, like just the effects of stress and stuff that's on the body, or the effects that stress has on the body, it just makes you not want to put yourself in that headspace, not to put your baby in that headspace. But the best advice that I can give as far as like the worrying and stuff like that, if you're a believer, definitely give that to God. I prayed for this, so I was like, Lord, if I prayed for it, then I know that you're going to see it through. Like, whatever you have for me is in your will, and that's what I want to be done. Not my will, but yours, Lord. So that is definitely something that kept me during that time. But also just like some practical things that I realized that were weighing on me was social media. I feel like social media is always the if there's anything going on in your life, reflect on the fact that you're on social media. Reflect on the things that you've been consuming. And for me, I was definitely consuming like a lot of like just baby stuff. And I know I've referenced TikTok a few times throughout this video. TikTok, I love TikTok, but we have to admit the fact that there is good and bad that comes with anything. And while TikTok I feel is one of the better platforms, one of the better social media platforms. I do feel like for me, when it came to, and I'm just putting some BioSilk on my real hair, but when it came to me and social media and me being pregnant and looking up different things, when it came to like symptoms and stuff like that, it automatically put a lot of baby and mom things on my timeline. And with that, like I said, there's different women who experience different things, and so there was a lot of negative too that came out of that. While there was a lot of things that, you know, maybe helped me or allowed me to feel, you know, validated in the way that I was feeling, there are still accounts out there who share, you know, their experiences, and not all of them are what you want to see. To this day, it's a lot of them that, you know, as soon as I see like, and all of it is normal, like it just depends on how, you know, you're taking it. And for me, it just wasn't good when it came to like me worrying and all that kind of stuff. But what was I saying? I think I was saying that I was seeing like a lot of like miscarriages or babies being born early, or just different things that they were experiencing. And while that will help somebody else feel validated or normalized or feel like they're not alone, for me, it caused me to worry more. So it really helped me to pinpoint, where's this worry coming from? Why am I so anxious about certain things when this isn't even my experience? So definitely had to eliminate that. And yeah, just pinpoint where this anxiety is coming from. Because like I said, and like I think you're gonna worry regardless. And you know, a lot of moms are gonna say that you're gonna worry about your kids regardless. I don't want to add anything on top of that, anything unnecessary. So like, if I don't see these things, and I'm back on TikTok, but I just limit the things that I watch and what I view and what I look at. But yeah, so that was pretty much my experience, the things that I felt and my symptoms that I had and all those things during the first trimester. There were definitely, so I think a lot of people also will have like, what is it called, aversions, like food aversions. The only thing that kind of like turned me away was coffee. I loved coffee. I could drink it every day before getting pregnant, multiple times a day. But that first trimester, I realized, and you're going to realize, if there's anything that, you know, kind of like makes you sick or your baby just doesn't agree with, your body is definitely going to tell you, your baby is definitely going to tell you. And for me, while it was coffee, it was also just anything warm. I realized like my water, to this day, I still have like ice water in my cup that I keep with me throughout the day. But I can drink coffee and stuff like that now. But anywho, yeah, I was just trying to think of anything else, but I think that was pretty much it. All right, so I'm finished getting ready. It's literally, I'm getting ready to go sit outside, so I was not gonna do no makeup or nothing like that, but I did fill in my brows a little bit. But yeah, so that's pretty much everything that I experienced that I wanted to talk about. I do hope that if you are pregnant, first off, congratulations. I do hope that you're able to share this amazing experience with somebody, and I hope that you're able to just see the beauty in creating life and just seeing what our bodies are made for, seeing what God has created us for. So yeah, girl, that was my experience. Comment down below, you know, if there's anything different that you've experienced. Also, there are 1,000 other things that people can experience, while also some people not experiencing these things at all. But yeah, girl, that was just my experience. And yeah, I'll be back for my second trimester update. I'm shaking my camera. But yeah, I just wanted y'all to know that you're not alone, or if you just were interested in how my pregnancy went, girl, that's how it went in the first trimester. I'm excited to just keep, you know, going on every day and just seeing what each day has to offer. Definitely feel that each day is something different. But yeah, girl, thank you for watching. I hope that you tune in to the next video, and yeah, girl, bye.